There we go. We are now live. So let's get this going. Okay, let's move this over real quick. Because of like 5 million screens. Friend live. I don't even need the sub counter anymore, actually. What else to go to? Of course, my Discord loves crashing for some reason. I think that's all the servers outside of this one. Let's see here. Oh, did I close that? I think I did. Yes, I closed it out on that. Kinda need a certain thing up real quick. Lives. This. Pause. Analytics. There we go. I'm able to see everything. Let me grab headphones. I can listen to some music by myself. So, if you're wondering what I've cooked up a deck that is like based, but with the new Horus cards. Thank you, Daniel Kim. 1K party. Today we're going to be trying to break a deck. Sounds normal, honestly. Where did that thing go? Right here. How big is the chat box? Not that big. So what I'm going to do... About there. $1,100 to the right. 90 to just the bottom. There we go. Chat box is fixed. So with this deck, what I want to plan is do auto flip. How do you do manual mode again? There's a way to do manual mode. I don't know how to do manual mode, but I want to break this deck. Just do a lot of test hands. That's the plan. Maybe later on we'll go to a different game. If I get bored enough, but I've been trying to get this deck to work. It's kind of like based from last year, but with some of the new cards. And I can't be doing misplays to try and test. The one best thing about this stuff, you could small world everything. It's not like, it's not rank 8. It's not rank 8 jank, as I have a lot of synchros in here. So think of it like just a pile deck that I want to try to get working. Oh, that would have been... So one of the things I need to go off of is something like the OCG Bestial Synchro. Even though that we don't have Chaos Ruler, it's going to be a bit hard to base it off of that. Like, Bestial was such a interesting deck. It's going good, just trying to figure out how to run this deck. I might have to cut quite a bit from it, like all the not worth stuff. But this was a build for Bestial Synchro not too long ago. Which was Punk, Bestial, Synchro, Orchest, which was a build. You also have Sprite. I want to play a fun deck though. Tri-Brigade and some Scareclaw as filler. See, I was thinking of Tri-Brigades because, well, you have Beast, Winged Beast, and Beast Warrior in the deck. Like, if I were to cut this deck down from this monster... Yeah, you have to hard draw Sarcophagus, which is fine, or if you draw into Imcity. So if I were to cut stuff from this deck, I would start with a lot of the random stuff, like the Bestials. Then after that, I would cut like the Magician's Soul stuff. And we're down to 44 already. Then I would probably cut like the synchron stuff like tuning and that, or instead of the synchro stuff, let's cut. I feel like punk isn't worth it right now because it invests too much in what you want to do. And we can cut Small World in that card. Because with Tri Brigade, it's just 3, 3, 2, 2. 1 Revolt, and that's it. I would cut Revolution as well. So we can cut tuning. And to make room for hand traps, we could cut the adventurous stuff. And now we have to rework the whole extra deck, but that's fine because I want to keep Chaos Angel and Barone. Want to keep a... Do I want to keep... No, I don't want to keep a Cell. We could do a Herald of the Arclight in this deck, which is funny. Normal ratios 2, 2, 1. We can also run stuff like Trade if we need to. Ash is ready in there. Imperm. Tenki. Double Dragon. Bell. I don't think we need two. Because this alone is easy Barone. Or Hope Harbinger. Let's just do a test hand to see. Oh, cool. This is actually like a good hand. We can go activate this summon. So we can go double Dragon Lord into this. I could have gone Sprint instead. Oh, we do need a Gigantic Sprite for this. Hope Harbinger, I'm just gonna cut Herald. Let's see what we can do now. Foolish Burial the Kit first. Yeah, that does happen quite a bit. That Master Duel is lacking stuff, which pretty much lacking almost everything. I just wish it had current actual stuff. That's a very good draw. So all this stuff really does, it gives you an actual negate, which I really do like. Thank you very much. I feel like we could squeeze some sprites in here. Like we can add stuff like blue and red. I feel like we don't need trade-in. 2 blue, 1 jet, 1 red. If we cut these, we can cut those. That's honestly fine. So 2 blue, 2 jet, 1 carrot, 1 red. No. 2, 1. And then we can add some rank 2s to this. Oh, we can add Zeus. Yeah, this chat box thing is far behind. What else do we add to the extra deck? Also, why is that up there? Let's do that. What else? Photon Lord is alright. It just pops up in certain situations in certain decks, like Dark World. Card's really good though. Which reminds me, I kind of need to favorite that for later. Try and think what good, like, if Elf was legal, I would be running it. But it's not. Oh, 100%. Spriggans can use it. Anything that has a mass pool of level 8s can use it, which I really do like. What is a good... We could do Mannequin Cat. Mannequin Cat. It's a beast, so it helps out. Hands like this is very good. Nerval effect. We were gonna grab... Yeah. Yes, they are. The brand new Horus cards. I love the aesthetic of them. They just look super cool. All right. Edit. Wish there were more Gravekeeper archetype. Well, Gravekeeper just technically got support in Magnificent Mavens and Photon Hypernova. But Gravekeeper archetypes? Maybe. I just love these guys because they're based off of Egyptian, just a lot of the Egyptian stuff. Wait, this hand alone does double rank 8. We can go into Gigantic Sprite now. Or we could just link up into this, send whatever. I think Gigantic Sprite might just be better. We can detach so much. Now we can put back Karis. We're gonna grab red, even though it doesn't matter. This is like a very good hand right here. Call by the Grave, Imperm, double monster negate, one spell negate. I really like that. This hand's ooh. I am cooking, that is for sure. I have a history on this channel of playing Tri-Brigade, along with playing Tri-Brigade Sprite. So it's nice going back to this. We can go into Gigantic Sprite or Sprite Sprint. I think Gigantic Sprite would be better. So we can summon out Kit, get the draw one, put back one. That's like, alright. something, return to activate Tenki. You're not wrong. We can go and do banish those. I could have actually, instead of summoning out that, I could have summoned out Ancient Double Dragon Lord. But it's, I believe it's fine. Once per turn, detach from target one card. Ah, that's why. Depends on the graveyard stuff. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while you control this monster, except during the... we might replace that. Mannequin Cat, is alright. Like, we can go IP here if we wanted to. I would rather go Sprint. Sprint chain 1, this chain 2, chain 3 starter. Summons out Carrot or Red. Grab Revolt, put back that one, and then we get to send Blue to the grave. Something return to Tenki is always correct. Mannequin Cat can leave so we can add something else. I just wish we had another Tri-Brigade main deck name outside of Mercurier that can banish stuff. That would help a lot, like a level 3. But I know it's not going to happen because the lore is done. We can go get a Charmer. Main attributes are Wind, Fire, Earth, Dark, Wind, Water. So essentially I have access to every attribute. What's the best one right now? Cashier. Oh, we could do Earth. So how the lore ended, it's like, oh, Elbaz and Ecclesia are off to a new adventure, so we're gonna be seeing the adventure return, but with different archetypes. What the hell is this? Oh, right. This is close to my current build, but I'm not running that. Visas alert, just returning gas. Well, that's true. I wonder what the next wave is going to look like, because they could... How it went was Visas was sent back in time, then he gathered all of his alternative version. So it's understandable because he has his 4 cores again. Goes back to fight Veta. Veta's not set up. Veta. He's gonna be a scary boy. Is this an AI upscale? Please tell me that's not AI upscale. I just kind of wonder where this is going, because we went into Pendulum Terror to a Pendulum monster, so we could see another Pendulum monster. Like, they fight, cool. He gets sent back in time. Then we're currently... Yeah, it's like, it's weird because he sends Visas back in time to clear New World, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Visas is going through and fighting all of his other alternatives just to get back to here. Pend is still a thing because Konami wants to actually try again and make them better. I do hope that we do get more stuff, because as we see in here, you have Visa Starfrost with Trihearts, Beast, Kit Kalos, and Unicorn. So I do see 2 more, like a Link monster and an Exceed for Manadium. Have I been testing out? I think I have a Pendulum deck that I was testing out. Oh, right, I was testing this thing out and it did not work out well. Yang Zing, Super Heavy Samurai, Zephyra, Pile. I don't recommend that. I also tried Super Heavy Samurai Sword Soul. Don't recommend it. I know people have been testing out Endymion. Yes, I do like that. Over in the OCG is still Pile, but over here it can't be a Pile because we don't have Electromite, and this card, in my opinion, can't come back. Cannot. Because for the Pendulum stuff... Why are you separated into like 5 goddamn categories? Like, on the topic of Pendulum, I'm gonna move the chat for this, because I'd actually rather have it lower. Something, I play OCG. Fair and balanced, trust me, I'm totally not. See, I know you, and you most likely are one that will try and abuse as much Pendulum stuff. But with the current Pendulum monsters on the list, Tiger can go back to 3. Flashfire can go to 1. Kieran can go to 1. Monkey board, I don't think people are gonna run this, so put it back, put it to 2 to see. Astrograph can stay at 1. Like, all these can be illegal in a format and it won't do anything with Electromite gone. Not enough IQs to think of pen combo. I can scroll for like 3 minutes on one of the sites I look at for OCG lists. And I could probably find a pendulum deck that we can... Not even 3 minutes. I found a pendulum deck. Because Valets have been doing stuff in the OCG, and I like that it's actually doing stuff. Because this deck is very, very big brain. 2 purple, 2 of this, 3 of this one, 3 of him, 1 of this. For the spells, 2 of each field spell, 3 of this, none. Super heavy samurai. The pendulums they run is 1 of this, 3 of this. Technically yes, but technically no. Why are they running Fossil Dyna? Yeah, that is definitely true. Is this Pendulum Extraordinaire? The hell is the name now? Oh, it's a level 4. We do need Curtain Riser. Am I blind? Perform Pal Duelist Extraordinaire. There we go. So they're running like Droll, Ash Blossom at 3. Cards we can't run are the second Called by the Grave and 3 Maxis, so that's fine. Oh, I forgot a couple Valence cards. These 2 specific monsters. I don't want to use Drunken Bear. They're running Gallant Granite just to search out Fossil Dyna. That's funny. Elbazor, Raza, Beyond the Pendulum. Now, only ones that I have to skip is Electromite, really. Things that are considered archetypes, in my opinion, that are actual decks are Fire Warrior, because it's all just one pile, and Earth Machine is just a pile. What's a good replacement for Dagda? Because they're running Scythe and we just need another name. Because Um, what's a good replacement? I don't know a good replacement for Dagda. That's sad. I guess we could just do Dark or IP maybe. I think IP would be better. Now what do we replace Electromite with? I know that there's nothing but like Azalea maybe? Because we could actually use Azalea. All right, he's big leg. See, if I had a bonk emote, I'd bonk you right now. But I don't have emotes right now. Let's see how this deck is. Oh, we have full combo. Uh, which one am I gonna need to target? Oh, that's really broken. Grabbing this. That's like really broken. Well, we had the pendulum summon first, but it's a level 4 tuner. I have all scales of ones. Select at least two. That really does nothing. Um, target one card, new. Quick effect, you can switch location. Two monsters in your main monster zone or two. Oh, you are a spellcaster already. And I don't think that's how that works. Oh, we could just normal summon this at the end. Sup, bro? Sup, bro? Oh, that's funny. That's actually very good. You get that, I get this. Activate effect. We're gonna grab this. Add whatever we want, which is probably gonna be. I feel like we need this. Special summon. You can special summon this card. If you control this, you can place one. I think we need Mad Marquise. And then we get to search out whatever else. Why are these all... I forgot that these are all low scales. Grab Baron. Sure, I'll add that. We can go beyond the pendulum right now if we wanted to. I think I want this. So we can go scale this up and scale Baron up. Then we could pendulum summon 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not activate the effect. If you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, yeah. I can't special summon this because I think I'm locked into Valence. But that's fine. And we still have a normal summon. That's actually a very... Oh, I could have had a 3. This deck's a lot of fun. And then I could just swap that out. This deck's really good. People are sleeping on Valence. Let's grab Baron. The Amiibo deck. I'm actually having a fun time just doing test hands with this deck. I personally wish that Super Heavy Samurai had a different way of doing things. I don't know why Super Heavy Samurai is in here. I guess it's another way of getting 2 scales out. There's no locking on Valence. Do you need to make OP ban-worthy and limit-worthy card? Well, they've been getting better at it. Drone Lockbird will always be interesting hand trap. Something. In my opinion, Drone Lockbird should be banned. Wrong spreadsheet. Banless dates. So I have a thing in one of my spreadsheets that I have because I am that type of person that likes doing spreadsheets. And as we can see here, let's zoom in. This is hits per series. They've been getting better. They have definitely been getting better. From Return of the Duelist, Rise of the Duelist, to Cyberstorm Access. Only 19 total hits. And 4 of them are semi-limited. Which is Unicorn, Lightning Storm, Runic Fountain, and Sprite Starter. This is for the TCG side. LOB has the most in 61. They eroded most of Series 4, which I think is funny. But yeah, they have been getting better at it. Sure, there's a few that slipped through the crack, but the only reason why that they continue making ban-worthy and limit-worthy cards is because that's how they want to push product. That's how they have to sell product, is pushing stuff to make it better. Like, look at Tearlament, look at Ishizu. There was no voice of reason with those cards. If they would have Earth locked and also Fusion locked, they wouldn't been together at all. But honestly, I'm glad that they got that out of the way super fast, and now Tearlament is just there as a deck now instead of being an oppressive pile deck. But honestly, seeing a lot of this stuff like actually broken down, 198 cards is not a lot out of the whole entire 18,000 to 18. Like, there's a ton of cards in this game. And it also counts rush duels too. So almost 15,000 cards total between OCG, TCG, and Rush Duel. Rush Duel was made just because it's a reset. So that's why it was split off. Same for Speed Duel. But honestly, they've been getting better at doing things because total... Also... So the reason why that Yu-Gi-Oh is not set rotation because Kazuki Takahashi did not like it and does not want it in his game, since he was the sole creator of Yu-Gi-Oh. And on top of that, a lot of stuff they still go by Kaz's word, even though it's almost been a year since he has passed away. You want to honor someone's words than going against it. And and I like the game because it doesn't have set rotation, because it always stays creative, and we still see cards from 25 years ago still seeing play. 25 years ago, depending on which format you're talking about. Like DD Crow, Power of the Elements, way back in 2006, 2006. Like, we still see old cards like Terraforming, Instant Fusion, Raigeki, Dark Hole, all these past cards coming up because the game needs it. Now, if we had a set rotation, how that would work is you have all the series here, series 1 through 12. Each time that they would go into a new series, they would cut off the last set, or cut off the last 6 sets. So essentially, if we were in series 8, stuff from Duels Revolution all the way, I think it was Storm or Ragnarok, would be cut off. So set rotation would be very, very weird. Like every 6 sets is a cycle, in my opinion. But I like the way where the game is now, outside of a couple cards. And I honestly can't really complain that much. Only cards I can think of, well, one is my boy. Orcus Harpor can come back, but things like Skill Drain, Eradicator, there could be only one, and a few other cards can definitely bite the dust. Because Skill Drain is just in pure order, put it down back to 1. I don't know why this went back to 3. Eradicator was always going to be a problem, and now it's searchable in a deck. It's searchable in every deck because of one card, which is a huge selling point Konami can make. And then there could be only one is just one. This one, honestly, I'm fine with because I've played around it so much. I want more IRL banlist cards where we can see randomize. You want to see more cards that can just come off the ban list? Do you want more cards to go on or to be taken off? Nah. I don't think Blue Eyes is the mascot. Oh, you want more of those cards? You want those funny cards? Yeah, this stuff. This was a funny card. We have 2 of the 5 on this card free. And also, fun fact, the mascot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Mokuma. Like, you just look it up and it's like, oh, who is the mascot? Which card would you consider the mascot? Is one-winged bat. Like, a lot of people say Karibo is the mascot. Where the hell is one-winged bat? Bat. I I really wish we had a lot of these normal monsters imported. Oh, that's a cool art. Like, Rush Duel has amazing art. So many unique mon- yeah. Then you just bat. It's funny because you have so many other unique cards, and then you just have a guy, just a generic dude. The Rush Duel graphics. Oh, that's how you. I want to go this card. Standard rush, apply. Yeah, I really like the rush art. Normal monsters is literally non-existent. I wouldn't say non-existent. Because we do have a few that are very good. Standard. Let me go back to standard. Because we've had multiple metas where normal monsters were very good. Like, people were sending Metal Armored Bug and an Insect Knight to summon out Demise, King of Armageddon. Recently, we've had Sunseed Loci. This is like the normal monster of this Sun Avalon Rika deck. And totally, Joshua Smith, he lost to Sun Avalon Rika in top 16. So there's that. I just love this card. Flushfire is Angie. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Look how angry he is. But overall, this game is Flushfire certified a hater when he can't get off the ban list. Also, one thing that I'd never noticed until I looked at that card years ago, this card has a face right here. It has a face. Which, in my opinion, is... It should have been me, not him. One of the things I do love is... other... Do I have a filter? Yeah, here's another ban list. You have Tribe Virus, Graceful, Delinquent Duo, and Sangan in this one. Also, I think Yatagratsu's in another one. Sangan lore is funny. Because, like, mistaken arrest. You just have everything here, Sangan there, pot of greed up here, a lot of jewels. And then... this is the funniest art. Please let me go. Sangan, can you knock it off? There was a werewolf card recently. There was a werewolf card that recently came out that I can't remember the name of. I don't remember which set it came out of either. I think it was in Photon Hypernova or Duelist Nexus. Honestly, looks like fan art. I mean, that's what most of this is. It's fan art. Where is this werewolf card at? I know we have a werewolf card that... Was it Darkwing Blast? Was it that Barg? So what they do with a lot of the arts, they actually hire artists. Ah yes, here it is. Silent Wolf. I'm like, oh, yes. This card, the reason why I was reminded is because this wolf right here. Winged Neos, Honest Neos, or Air Neos. Like honestly, I would like to see an alt art to Air Neos. That would be pretty cool, but I know it won't happen. So there's that. I even ran this with instant contact and Kestira, and it was funny. I want to have be on a feature match, like a final feature match, and summon out Air Neos and see what happens. That would be cool. I wish we had more of these. The small Neospatians having level 4 fusions. Because we only have 2 of them. Twinkle Moss and Marine Dolphin. Like, it's a cool concept, and people were using this for some reason. I know that they were using Aqua Neos. I just wish they were we could get out all the level 4s because we're missing 4 of them. Like, Neospatians is my favorite subclass of hero. And I used to play the deck, and it was a lot of fun. But like, oh, we have Storm Neos. We have a lot of the retrains. Oh, I know that these weren't very good, but they're pretty cool. Like, this is just a little bit bigger Aqua Dolphin. So you can go Aqua Dolphin, get rid of a card, Marine Dolphin, get rid of another card, and then contact up to this to get rid of a third card. So essentially you could hand loop for 3 if you really wanted to and played that build. You can actually do 4 if you give your opponent the Dolphin. Neo's heroes are expensive. They are. But they're my favorite ones. I would totally run Fusion Deployment just to summon Air Neos out. Or Hummingbird out, I mean. So I can gain life point in time. Might have to do that for Branded. I might have to do that for Branded. Do that one, and along with main deck, the Aqua Dolphin. But like, I wish Hummingbird was light and Dolphin was dark, but no, we have dark here, and we have Glowmoss. Glowmoss is the worst one, and the only one without an ulti of the core 6, which I find is funny. But one of the videos I made was about Hazy Flames. These things are super cheap. They're the opposite end, but we're stuck with 10 cards, and the deck doesn't do anything unless if you play other type of stuff. Oh, I do want to show branded hero, maybe. That is not what I needed. How about this one? Ah, yes. So I did want to show one cool thing. People have been testing out the new what's it called? I forgot what it's called. The new Audotic card, and this is a replay. So it is a 1-card combo with Evolzor Rios. You normal summon it out. You could set one Evolutionary Bridge or Evol Singularity from your deck, which you set the Singularity, and this is for the next turn. You send Misk effect, summon out Amador, Archosaur, pop Rios, and you add Nua, the Audotic Remnant, because people realized this card has more than just add an evolution pill. And you can add one reptile, sea serpent, or winged beast monster with the same original level as the destroyed monster. This is TCG players for you, realizing that Animadorn had that effect. So you send the curse, and then summon her back out, and then you summon back Nua, and Nua gets you to creation from the Audotic Black, and this card is so nuts. Being able to summon 4 tokens. You link for 3 into Cosmic Slicer, grabbing the planet pollutant, go into a link 2, banish to send your Evoltile Megacharilla. And I'm like, this deck is so nuts. That's the deck I want to test out. Is Audotic Evoltile. Because, like, it's so fun. I smell abuse in the future, TCG. You are correct. I feel like you need 3 of this. I'm gonna do 3 of that, 3 Water Lily. Actually, I'm gonna ping him. Because we have Cosmic Pints, Cosmic Slicer, oh, trust me, this is without Snake Rain. So this is kind of funny. Rayos. We also need this thing. Misk. Like, who knew? Making it where you could just set it's a pun. So I definitely feel like that we can run triple Nunu as well, because that's just a foolish burial for a dark reptile. So that's in more copies of this one. And plus it's ash bait, but I feel like we just want to run 2. This card's absolutely amazing. Which we're gonna run 1 of the Overlord. What else did we see in I'm just gonna search virus because it's quicker. Coltol. Reptilian Coltol. Snake Rain, let's go. Snake Rain is... I want to break Snake Rain. That's my goal for after Age of Overlord. Reptiles won't be meta relevant as long as Snake Rain exists. I would beg to differ. Um, how is this worded? If this card is sent to the graveyard. And let's search Reptile. Except the turn that was sent there. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material. Oh, this card in your hand. Bring out. Oh yeah, this card's not okay. This card's not okay at all. Gonna need those. Wrong Reptilian. During the main phase, if you have reptiles in your graveyard, you can send this card from the hand of the graveyard, target one monster your opponent control. If this card is... Oh, that only works if your opponent has stuff. Okay. Can we even make this thing? Oh yeah, that's right. We do Singularity for this. Yeah, this can bring out 2 or 1. Yeah, 1 to 5 tokens, which is not okay. I definitely think we need Zoha, and we're gonna go Alarith. We are still into Reptile. I want to look at the Reptile extra deck stuff real quick. This could be useful as instant fusion. I wish this is like the only type of time where I wish instant fusion was more than one, was because of this thing. Yeah, that's really all the reptiles we can run. Which card? A Tox Hydra? Or instant fusion? This I don't know. It's probably because Audotic needed something, and they're like, you know, let's give it to Audotic. Some of this other sync. The question is, why did Konami make this thing? Like, this thing's very, very good. For no reason. Why did Konami make Tier Limit? Why did they make Ishizu? Like, these 4 cards right here. Honestly, Tier Limit was fine before those. We can technically make Barone if we really need to. Instant fusion. Good generic link monsters. Zalia, right off the bat. We only need 1 Animadorn. We could do one fossil dig. Honestly, the one fossil dig for the misc. We essentially have 3 copies. Well, we're going to be sending it to the graveyard anyways. Let's foolish burial instead. Access code. Always have to have access code. We could do funny things with Appaloosa IP as well. Other synchro monsters that we need. We could go a cell synchron. A cell synchro. Because Dissipator's actually playable since we're banishing lights and darks. The spell card will be limited in the future, so another limited card. Well, yeah, but we'll have to see what it does because it's only useful in reptile decks or decks that you can run a reptile engine in, which is not many. Last card. Savage Dragon, maybe? Yeah, Savage Dragon. Let's see what we can do. Invalid amount? Oh, this isn't coded yet, so we're gonna have to skip on that real quick. Let's just add another new. So I can know it's an actual Ododic. Oh, I like that. Well, we already have that. So let's add Coldle. Alright, I need to send Curse. Wait, are you a dungeon? We should be... Yeah, I should... Let's, Fossil Dig and get rid of a couple of the wonky cards. Fossil Dig and another Animadorn. That's gonna save quite a bit right there. And we can get rid of you. I'm figuring Konami already makes cards. Well, the thing is, they spend a year up to 2 years working on cards. So really anything is possible. And this is why we run 2. Continue selecting. Well, that's something. We need more. Yeah, I do agree. Like, if we get rematch, how could... So we could go Remnant, send Nunu. We can go Misk, activate Misk's effect. Right, we can't pop Animadorn with Animadorn. I don't like that I keep drawing Animadorn, though. Oh, this is the exact same hand that we had last time. This deck is gonna get Misk banned. I swear on that. Like, Miska's an older card, so it would be wiser to ban it. Like, right here, we could just go Chaos Angel with 4 cards. It's bad, but it's 4-card Chaos Angel. I feel like I might need a little more monster. That might be a good idea. If this card is tributed. That's kind of funny, though. Oh, I feel like 2 Snake Rain instead. I feel like adding back. Aliens are cool. I made a whole entire video talking about them because they have a huge problem. Like, they need to give them the Endymion treatment by giving them super powerful cards. I just wish this was here so I could actually run this, because this thing's very crazy. Because if a monster sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn, except reptile monsters. If you control this card that was special summoned from the graveyard, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard, except itself, and you just summon it. Like, this card is crazy. I feel like I just want to add something like Amnesia, because she just sends a card, or I could do Aaron, which just says I rip a card out of your hand. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If your opponent adds a card to their hand except during the draw phase, you can send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard. And then you get to add a light or dark reptile monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Yeah, I feel like Aaron's like the better one of the two. Cool, we open up the full combo. We get to send you early. That's actually crazy. I added the wrong one, but it's fine. It's not fine. That's how much you can slip up with this. Oh, we drew Singularity. Nice. I guess we can add Coltol because we already have Nunu. This hand's very good. It is unique. It really helps Echidna though. And we get to send whatever we want. You can control Dark Reptile. We need a Dark Reptile that can special summon itself. That's something for sure. Because right now, this is what we're staring at. Because we could go this. Cool. Get alien counters. Yeah, we might actually need Lamia for this because it's a Dark Reptile. Not that Lamia. This Lamia. I thought we got this. No, that's a jump promo. This is the problem. That's the problem right there. I just love that we have a Foolish Burial for Misk. Wait. That's where we could special summon it. Cell Synchron's alright. We can go and get Pinsir out by using those. Pinsir gets a search. We can this for this. Special summon that. Activate effect, putting back Niao. And then we send this. And then we just Falso Dig for the level 4 again. And since this was only used, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, so we have that. Mystic Mind being the best floodgate spell says. Did you see what happened today or yesterday at the German Nationals? Three beat one alien, destroy all face-up monsters without A counters. I'm gonna message this to Sigma. Like, people are wanting again for Eradicator Epidemic Virus to get banned or limited and all that. So what ends up happening here is, cool, you go Planet Pollution, chain this. Go up to access code, smile. Clicking button is fun. I really like this deck. I really do. It's just nice having new stuff to mess around with. Oh, we get to do Etox Hydra plays. Should have waited on that, actually. Etox Hydra is a very interesting card. I know, right? Such an unfun card, not being a continuous trap, being a searchable normal trap card. It's very fitting and funny. Wait, we don't even need this. Uh-huh. That's just extra bonus. That's kind of funny. My mind goes at a very fast rate. So there's that. It isn't a very well-known fact. That's a good one. I like that one. $200 off game, that's fine. What's one of the decks that are like... Oh, this is the deck that I was testing, Manadome Scareclaw for the next format. And honestly, I really like this deck. Because it does quite a bit. Oh, you're doing the Vita version. I really haven't tested much of the Vita version because I've been lacking a little behind on testing a few things here and there. I summoned back the wrong one. That was supposed to be Visa Starfrost. Fuck. But yeah, if I would have had a Visa Starfrost, I would have been able to link that away with that, summon out a second Astrolaud, and gone into an Appaloosa. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start with Veta, because I would only really play the Pendulum version. Along with the card that searches it. So it'd probably be something like this. Even though I didn't draw a Veta. Well, I'm just doing a lot of test hands right now, since I don't think any of my friends are on to test. But like, there are decks that I do play going second. Like, I have a going second Kashtira deck. I do have some decks that go second. Going first into the TCG is sometimes a life ender, if you would say. Because if you don't draw anything, you don't draw anything. Oh, this hand's perfect. Let's see here. Put Veta in the hand, activate the Veta. I really like Imaginings, drawing two, put one back, and I'm gonna put back the talents. What deck would I recommend to someone who is returning to the game? That's a very good question. I meant to say yes, but that's fine. I wouldn't recommend Kashtira, but honestly, Kashtira is a good choice because of how much is going on. Some of the decks that I would say for returning players, there's quite a bit. Like, things over the top. You could be the person and play Dinosaur because they just got brand new support with Ground Xeno. And you can almost build a whole deck just from the deck build set that recently released. Lore is cheap, yes. From the new Wild Survivors set, you pretty much have the whole entire deck. Flu Wonderies is another one. You also have stuff like Trap Tricks. It just got a structure deck, and you could definitely play that. Let me look at the topping lists of this format for cheaper decks, because that definitely helps out. Wisu format. One good Sword Soul is a deck that you could definitely play. That is a very good deck for this format. That has quite a bit of tops so far. By quite a bit, I mean 4. Oh, a cheap deck. I know a good cheap deck. This deck right here. You can play Morphotronic FTK. This deck is only $80 for the main and extra deck. Plus the side deck being another 300, but seriously. I don't know about that. Now the question is, how do we get... Gene Dupe is... Oh, I already activated that one. Damn. It's a trickier deck to play, but it's a very interesting deck. If you can hit the dangers correctly. But Morphotronic FTK is a deck that I can see. Have you played a tournament before? I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In a competitive standpoint for about 10 years. But I've been playing a lot of other decks recently. Where's that? Like, I've played a lot of Kashtira, I played a lot of Tier Element Ishizu. I even played this currently as one of my decks, being Scareclaw Kashtira. Other decks I currently play is Branded Despia, which... not that list. Kind of like this list right here. So I have a lot of decks under my belt. I think I've played over 130 different type of decks within the span of the 10 years. Don't mind that. I meant to delete that print kit list. So I just been playing the game for long enough just to know what's going on. One of the decks I do want to get back to is Teller Knight, because this deck is really, really cool. Because, hey, they are Constellation Knights. I even have Danger Dark World. Like, once you start playing and testing online, you will go through so many decks, and it's a lot of fun. Like, this is the deck that I've been going off and on trying to get to work. It's Red Dragon Archfiend Adventurer. Which is really an interesting deck. Well, that's one thing that gets better within time. That you become more of a competent deck builder and can test whatever you want that's why whenever I sit down to build a deck, I always spend about an hour or two just building the deck. Am I still annoyed with Konami? I'm trying to. Am I still annoyed at? There's a couple things that I'm annoyed at with them, especially this card going down to 1, but there's not really much that I'm annoyed with. Only thing I'm really annoyed with is the product itself with quality control, how much of X you get per box, and how rare certain cards are. Like Starlight rares are 1 per case when the quarter century secret rares are 2 to 4 per case, which I honestly should be 1 per box instead of up to 4 per case. Hitting cards like Delicious Memory too early, or keeping my boy locked up. Because like there's so much that they can peel off the list. Oh, here's another tangent. Banned cards. Cards, in my opinion, that can come off the list. Orca's Tar Pourer is one. Glow Bulb is another. This one should have came back last list, but I think they're keeping it for the next list. Kieran and Plushfire can come back to 1. Carrier can come back to 1. I really want this back, but I know it won't happen. Samorg is such a very good card, but in its very little decks. Trying to think what else can come back. Any spells? Not really. Any traps? No. So it's only like 6-7 cards, in my opinion, could come back. Limited cards that are stuck here forever. Greffer can go back to 3, still won't do anything. This should have went to 2 because the Fire Duels pack coming out. This is still here for whatever reason. And no, Mystic Mine won't come back. But Red Rose Dragon is just forgotten. Like, this is the tuner that's it's the only tuner outside of Glow Bulb that's still on the ban list. Pinkertops, yes, is still limited. OCG still has it at 1 as well, because in a best of 3 format, it's super powerful, but in a best of 1, it's not that good. Sky Blaster's here just rotting away. This can come back to 3. This can go to 3. This can go to 3. This card hasn't seen any play at all since it came to 1. This can go to 3, even though that there's loops. The loops are not good anymore. This is still at 1 for some reason. Oh, what else is there? This should have not gotten hit. Or at least put it to 2. This can come back to 3. Spellbook of Judgment is such a terrible card nowadays. This card can come back to 3 and no one's gonna run it. And that's pretty much it. Like 9 cards total on the limited section can come back. Semi section, this is gonna go back to 3. You could put Engage to 3 and Sky Striker won't do anything. These 2 can go to 1. But like, there's just cards that should be banned but aren't. Let's talk about the Super Heavy Samurai first before getting into that. So the reason why that they hit Super Heavy Samurai super early was because people were promoting that this card was a 1-card FTK that had 15 starters. This card having 15 starters alone for 1 FTK is very, very powerful, and people were just going like, oh yeah, this card is the main card in the FTK, yada yada yada, just kept talking about it, and they didn't shut up about it, and Konami knew about it because the OCG So this card was banned to stop the FTK, which it did, but it also killed the deck. But in my opinion, they should have hit Crossbow Boy instead. But cards that I think should be banned that aren't. Well, easily these four. These four should be banned because they do limit card design. They're super powerful. You have 2 shufflers and 2 cards that mill 5. This card mills 10. This card sets a trap from the graveyard. So you have a card that mills 5 up to 10. This card mills 5 and sets a trap. Dragoon is... That's a talking point that I want to get to in a bit. This card can be banned because it's a floodgate and it's still causing issues. But what else should be banned? That's a good question. In my opinion, Magical Explosion, because there's an FTK around it and it's keeping like 3 cards locked up. 2 cards, I think. What else should be banned that I... Oh, right. Eradicator. Skill Drain. These 2 cards could be banned. Should be banned. This is pretty much an OTK, FTK a lot against all spells and trap decks. This card shuts off 1/3 of the card types in the game. I compare Skill Drain a lot to Imperial Order, even though that they do slightly different things, but they do similar. This negates all spell effects, and this negates all monster effects. Dragoon is fine. In my opinion, Dragoon is just fine. It doesn't do much like what it did in the OCG, where people dedicated slots just for it. But Dragoon is fine. If a deck comes out in the future that breaks it, sure, you can ban it. But right now, I don't see this thing getting hit. What other cards do I think should be banned? That's a very, very good question. Future issue. This could be a future issue, and it could get banned, and I wouldn't really mind it. I can see them hitting Flunderies, but not banning cards from it. I'd rather limit Skill Drain, put it back to 1, like what OCG did. But if I had it my way, I would have it banned. There are a couple more, but I'm gonna... Misk can be banned. And also... I just thought of the card, but I don't remember. I just had that card in my head, but I don't remember. Ash is fine. We have Call by the Raven cross out. You only need one Dragoon, so no point in limiting it. It's searchable off of Magnemite. So what you would do, you go activate Magnemite, banish something on your opponent's turn, end phase hits, you search this, summon it, activate, call whatever type you need, and then it just blankets your opponent from doing whatever they need to do. It's a broken card against it is broken against Dragon Link. Oh, that's one thing. This can get limited. Protoss is banned in the OCG or in TCG. Still legal in OCG. The Shadows is the other broken brother. I'm trying to remember that card that I was trying to think of. But like they banned most of the cards that I wanted banned. Oh, that's what it was. This card. This card I would love to see banned. There will be more OP ban. Well, the thing is, this card right here. If you look, you have this. Quick effect, target 2 monsters in any graveyard, special summon both monsters, 1 to each field. They already banned a branded card. Which does the exact same thing as Sanctifier. And also in the OCG, they hit Lubellion, they hit Branded Fusion, they hit Opening, they hit Baldrake and Druid's Worm. So, like, they hit 4 cards from the branded lore, but also you have Sprite, they hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything else Albaz wise was hit? They hit Nadir Servant. So, like, they are not afraid of hitting branded lore at all. So, like, they're done with the branded lore. They're gonna be hitting it more because OCG gets a ban list. So they're done with branded lore. So they're gonna start hitting it. Any decks that need more support. Well, luckily for you, You have Star Seraphs that need support because they only have 7 or 8 cards. Hazy Flame is another one. I actually have a document specifically for this, which were the structure deck crit pulls, which has some decks that still haven't received support. It's been about 6 years since the Lightsworn got support. Mermail, I think they got a card recently, but this was like their most recent card, Abyss Neri and Abyss Lacia. So they need more support. Spellbook Prophecy is a deck that definitely needs more support because they were in the created card. Kaijus, we haven't seen support since the original release of them, and we see them being played to counteract tower cards. Cyber Angel's another deck that we haven't seen support in a while. The last support, I believe, was Zana, along with the Merciful Machine Angel. We also have Fortune Lady. Fortune Lady, last support was in Chaos Impact back in 2019, so it's been a while since they had support. Frog, we just got Substitute back, and I should be on the TCG list. We just got Substitute back while they banned Rodentoden, and the last support that this deck saw, I think it was Center Frog and Totally Awesome were the last 2 cards. But Totally Awesome's banned in the OCG, as we could see that right there. These 2 are banned while everything else is free. Well, yeah, that's true. Another card from the creative card pull was Gradle. This card has not seen support in forever after Slime Jr. Apparently there is a rumor that TG is getting support in Age of Overlord, the set that's coming out for OCG in August. So there's that. So Valkyrie is another deck that needs to get their support, and I don't know when that's gonna be. And then we have X-Saber needs support. Now, for cards that need more untargetable card, now Hazy Flame, they need a actual wave of support or an actual structure deck, because this is one of my favorite archetypes next to Orcust. Ah, yes, Red Eyes. These were just cards off the create a card pull and the structure deck pulls that TCG did. Mermail was on there twice, so was Lightsworn, so they really want support for those. Red Eyes, we are still waiting on Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon to be imported over to the TCG. But after that, we definitely need more support for this deck, because I really want to try and make the deck playable again. But it needs this and a couple more cards, because after Verte died, this deck kind of went to the wayside. Red Eyes does not have much support. It has not a lot, actually. 4 by 6, 24 minus 6, 18. Wait, 5 by 6, that's 30 minus 6, 24, 44 cards. Yeah, that's what I agree with. Red Eyes needs clarity because it's going in 5 million different directions. Look, we have rituals, we have everything but pendulums and links. If we go to something like Blue Eyes, they have a clear, concise strategy of utilizing their extra deck monsters and the ritual monsters within the deck. Dark Magician has its own clarity where it's like, oh yes, we just center around our deck by summoning out things like Master Chaos, the Dark Magicians, and even Dragoon, while also controlling around the fact that we have Eternal Soul and Dark Magical Circle. Like, all of these are playable in Dark Magician, which is funny. All their cards. Same for Blue Eyes. Like, all these cards are playable in their own deck. Red Eyes, though... this isn't playable. This isn't playable. We don't even play this. Nor this. Nor this. This is a tune, but that doesn't count. We don't even play this at all either. This just got exiled out of the whole deck because we don't need it. But like, this deck is just going every which way. Not gonna lie, that's cool art. But yeah, Red Eyes is another deck that needs support. Even though they got support in Ghost from the Past 2, I think it was, I would really like to see more Heretic support. Yeah, that's the one thing about Red Eyes. It's a burn aspect deck because this burns, this burns. Does this burn? Yes, this does burn. This does burn, I know that. This doesn't for some reason. This is a very good card because it was meta in Rush Duels. These zombie synchros don't matter. This burn, so like that's their main focus is burn, but like most of the cards don't burn. It's only like the extract monsters and Infernal Fire Blast that burns. What other decks that need support? People really want Flower Guardian support, but I don't know much about it, so I'm just gonna go with it. I'd love to see more Yubel cards. Well, yeah, Konami will do whatever they want, but like, they have to sell some stuff because I would like to see more Yubel support. It would be very interesting to see what they could do. Give them retrains. I know, that's the ironic part. What else? You're already getting support. Gravekeeper don't need more support than what they have. Earth Machine is the Earth Machine pile. I'd like to see more Infernoid cards. I don't know why, but I would like to see more Infernoid cards. Oh, I remember playing this deck, and it was pretty cool and very fun. I can't wait till we get Magic Key Deity. It's probably going to be in Duelist Nexus coming in July for TCG. So that's going to be pretty fun. Konami will do whatever cards design they want. OP and more. Well, like, when you look at it, with how many cards are in this game, just alone, times 30, about 12,000 cards. Only about 1,000 of them will see meta play at a constant rate. The more and more that we go out, the more and more won't be played until we hit a stagnant point where everything is even and everything can be played. Let's skip past all the normal monsters again. I would be fine if they give BES more core pieces to their deck. Yeah, I could tell. Oh, this is one of the things that I wanted to see get support in the Fire Duels pack, being Skullflame doing what they did with Baron and its cards. Giving a overhaul with 10 new cards, 6, 7 new cards. Well, they really haven't when you look at things. Because they want to find a balance between every type of player base that there is. You have the collectors, you have the meta players, and whatever. But I haven't noticed that many in the past year. Because so far this year, we've had Amazing Defender, Cyberstorm Access, and Photon Hypernova. We also had Trap Tricks, Structure Deck, Maze of Memory, Wild Survivors. I'm trying to think what else there is. Duelist Nexus. I mean, yeah, but Photon Hypernova. In that set, we had Chaos Witch. We had Vala, but that's for Generator. Well, Tier Limit is just... It's just Visa Starfrost lore. Visas go to planet, save planet, leave to next planet. That's the brink of it. They're there, they're scared. Kikolo saves them, and now they're just in a... Their planet's better off. So, like, yeah, there's that. One of the things that needs to pick up that Konami really wants to push is Mikanko, but like, this card's trash, and this is not good. That's why I like other things like this. Sure, I played Tier Limit because I had fun enjoying what it did. Once it became Ishizu Tier Limit, I got bored of it, and I stopped playing the deck. But we have new stuff like this archetype that's coming out. Support. Weather Painter is another thing. Weather Painter, they got support being Moonbow and a canvas. I'm trying to remember which canvas. I think it was... No, I think it was just Moonbow and something else. Moonbow and Forecast. They're still missing the red painter. So that's probably down later on. Because, like, personally, I don't like Weather Painter, but they definitely deserve their last card being the red painter. What other decks are there that need support? Oh, TCG still needs support this thing, and I'm still waiting for it. Andorra Giga Ray. Still waiting for it. Right, there's not really much that needs support now that I think about it. I would like to see another Ancient Warrior card probably push this deck so it becomes at least tier 2. I'd love to see Ancient Warrior in the spotlight for a little bit. I'd love to see more support to Zera. For Kaijus, let's get all of them. I was gonna release a video on this, but might as well just speak it here. How would they do the Kaiju support, in my opinion? I would give them a card that searches Malefic, like searches out their waterfront, like what Territory does. Like, oh, add 1 Kyoto waterfront from your deck to your hand. And then it changes the Kaiju effect of you can only control 1 Kaiju monster to you can only control 1 face-up Kaiju monster on the field with the same name. So you could essentially summon out multiples. So give them like a Malefic Territory card. And I would also give them something like a Lopter Shadow of the Generator boss type card where you attribute a Kaiju card and you can special summon a Kaiju with a different name from your deck. So these actually would have use as anti-Kaijus. So I would give them like a level 4 normal summon and a card that says, oh, I get to search this and I can have multiple Kaijus on the board, but that could also be very, very dangerous because this deck could be a very, very, very powerful OTK deck. So like just give them a Malefic Territory and see what happens. But you can even put it on the trap card if you wanted to. So there's that. Like, this was on the creator card. Actually, the structure deck pull. And this and Star Seraphs are the 2 last decks from the 2022 pull to get their support cards. Well, from the 2019 pull, we're still waiting on Lightsworn, Mermail, and Spellbook Prophecy. So there's that. This card is actually just a Dark Hole that summons 2 monsters, which is pretty good. That searches out a monster, which is really good. This card was semi-limited, I believe, in the TCG. I don't think OCG hit it yet, or at all. But Interrupted Kaiju Slumber for the TCG, because I have everything recorded. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber was back in 2017 of March, it went down to 2. Then September of 2017, it went down to 1 for a total of 6 formats. Then it went back to 3 in 2019. So this card was limited at a point in the TCG because of how good it was. Being a board wipe and summon 2 free monsters. What's that right there? That's not on a card at all. That's Dogeron. That's Dogeron. That's... Among... Here, I need to take a screenshot of this and look at it closer. Because that's Mecha Dogeron. What is that behind Humongous? Oh, that's part of its wing. That's part. I don't know what that is. So the reason why I think people don't play Kaiju Slumber anymore is because Ash Blossom is a card, and Dark Hole's just better. Because like, oh, this summons 2 from deck. Summons from deck. Just slap down an Ash on the Kaiju Slumber. That's another thing that they can give the deck. Well, technically they already have it being a negate card. So essentially you could abuse the kaiju counters if you really need to. I love that this isn't just an Omni negate. Whenever you have enough counters. But honestly, there's quite a bit that you can do with many of the decks. Kind of like Infernoids. This is another deck that I think that should get another card, because if we look at it, let's get rid of all of this. They have not that they have cards, but if we look at it this way, you have the level 1 all the way up to a level 10. Well, level 11. I would like to see them get a level 12 fusion, maybe. Something higher than Tierra, even though Tierra turned into El Shaddai Anoitilis. Or, well, Tierra turned into Tierra. This thing. But, we've seen Anoitilis shatter. So there's that. But I'd like to see them get another card, because if we look at some of their cards that they have, Reasoning and Monster Gate are at 1, while Grass is at 0. So there's quite a bit of things that I could see definitely get support between all this. Give them like a Monster Gate type card, but locks you into Infernoids for the rest of the turn. That'd be pretty interesting. They have 2 level 1s. I could see them getting another level 2. Or even a retrain to one of their big boss monsters. So there's that. It does stop a lot of cards. Ash Blossom is a very good hand trap, and Konami wants to keep it because it's a very good hand trap. But for hand trap wise, the ones that I would definitely hit that are currently legal is D-Shifter and Droll. Because, hey, Banish, it's a Macrocosmos. We have a Rise Heart at 1, so might as well put it to 2 or 1. And if it still is a very powerful card, you can ban it. Droll and Lockbird, the format's always bad when Droll and Lockbird's there. So, like, if Droll's not there, the format's super terrible, and people have to be inventive of how you can stop things instead of just relying on Droll and Lockbird. So there's that. But yeah, these are the only 2 hand traps I could definitely see getting hit. Being Droll and D-Shifter. When I saw Gamma got hit to 1, I'm like, okay, I would rather have it go to 2 first, instead of going straight to 1. Can you... Dark Hole? I honestly don't see Dark Hole getting hit, because it's a 2-sided sword. Compared to its other brother, the 1-sided sword. Like, Dark Hole is a 2-sided sword only because it gets Nightmare Corruptor Ibly off the board, off of your board. So there's that. But then you have Raigeki, which is a very good card. But I don't see Dark Hole getting hit at all. They're like super old cards and people play them because they out certain other cards that people play. Non-targeting removal is very good. And it definitely needs to stay in a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there was a time where Dark Hole was banned, Raigeki was banned, or limited. So there's that. There's many cards that are currently off the list or currently limited that was banned. Like the cards that were banned before, which is quite a bit. Yeah, that's quite a bit of cards that were not banned. So the reason why that they limited to Gamma, I think that the OCG had more of an impact on this list before, because if we look at some of the hits that they did, like Lightning Storm went to 2. OCG has Lightning Storm at 2. Gamma's at 1. So those two are shared because I know that there's a world setting on here. Like if we go to the world setting, and let's include the forbidden cards, like the O's, and need to get rid of the forbidden. It's more like, oh, you're playing too much Gamma. There's other side frames that you could play. Like some people have picked up Epsilon for a trap card negate, or picked up Delta for spell cards. So you have other side frames that you can use outside of Gamma, and I definitely see these two being played more because of how useful they are. But if we really look at the Forbidden Limited list, we could see like a lot of the hits that are combined, they're more both sides. Like it's crazy to think that OCG has Astro, Chrono, Darkworm, Luster all at 1. Which is crazy because let's just go to the OCG list real quick. Because like, look how many pendulum cards they have actually on the list just to keep this thing around. They're keeping 4 cards limited just to have 1 card live. Like in my opinion, if they slice Electromite, they're gonna bring these 3 back. Or maybe all 4 back. But OCG is a wilder game than us. Like they have Master Change 2 limited, all because it was just ran 3 copies of it in Orcust. That's how powerful it was. It was even ran in Invoked too. They have Prosperity, Desires at 2. They also have Fusion Destiny still at 1 when we're way past the phase of that era. They still have Ava Legal, which is crazy to me. Glow Up Bulb's at 1. It's probably going to go back to 2 or 3 on their next list. Gazelle's going to go... Like, some of the thoughts in my opinion for what OCG is going to do on their next list. They're probably going to bring Hawk back to 3. They're probably going to bring Grisu up to 2. Fractal back to 3. Steam to 3. Gazelle to 3. Ancient Fairy Dragon back to 3. Ptolemaeus, this back to 3. I really like playing the Raigeki. Probably Teleport, probably Spellbook Judgment. They either do Tenki or they do Fractal, one of the two. It's still crazy that they have this at 1. Like, it's just, like, it's weird. Because if we go to the TCG, oh look, the only ones that are left, Gazelle, Judgment, and this. So like, OCG does weird things because majority of their events are best of 1 for their high-end events, but a lot of their other events are best of 3. I really would like to see Tidal and Redox come back. That's one thing I want to see. I wouldn't say they love janky cards, because if we look at their meta, we could see from mainland China, oh, they covered the Central America thing. Super Heavy Samurai, Ishizu Tier Limit, Ishizu Unchained Labyrinth, Virtual World, Grass, Super Heavy Samurai, Pearly, and Tenny Sword Soul. Like, that's not. This really isn't janky at all. Neither. Well, this only lives because Chaos Ruler is still legal in the OCG for some reason. All because it got a reprint in the special utility box that they got. But like, they're not really playing many janky cards at all. Like, you have IKEA Labyrinth with Unchained monsters in the extra deck because the Unchained cards are very crazy. You also have another IKEA Lab just running normal Labyrinth stuff. And you can still see them running the Gamma with the driver because it's limited. Virtual World, I don't know how you got a top because this deck is bricky. They're running Knight and Serpent for some reason, but that's actually pretty interesting. Their side decks are pretty standard, honestly. You have this monstrosity, the 60 card deck, which I'm like, oh boy, I wish we had Block Dragon so I could play this, but we don't. They also have Grass at 2 for some reason. I would have expected that they would like limit the card by now. They also have Smoke Grenade, which is probably going to eat the dust soon. Yes, Droll does stop Maxi. It just depends on which hand trap they draw. Like, Droll's on opponent's turn, or you can Maxi on your opponent's turn. It's one or the other. It just depends on what you're facing. Pearly, this is just purely. Just very heavy hand trap Pearly with sided Dark World engine. Sword Soul, very standard. This is actually a super standard list. I'm shocked. They're not playing Protoss at all. Running Denelong for the dump. But like, this is a super standard list. But if we look at their metagame report, Rescue Ace is getting a lot of tops, which I'm very impressed about. Because like, this is very nice. of a list. Nothing janky about it. Running very light on the spells and traps, which you need to outside of emergency, because it's the best card in the deck. You also have a lot of other stuff. You have Proxy F Magician to fusion summon into Mud Dragon, turning it into fire. So all your stuff is protected. Like, this list is super huge brain because they're running the Proxy F Magician. Purely is purely. They're running a little heavier Dark World. Citing the Grapha just in case, because the targeting removal it has is good. And honestly, you don't need the new trap card. We're not going to talk about Runic because that deck can die. They're going to run Brandon into the ground with running like 41 ofs. They're almost getting there. MathMech is here. This one, they're YCS Japan. So this deck might get killed, which I would be fine with. This format, I really like this format. The current format, in my opinion, is fine. Outside of what cards I have a problem with being Sanctifier, Skill Drain, and that's really it. Mourner is interesting because it needs to be on a special summon to discard to target to negate, but it's a good card. It's a good card. So, like, overall, this format's fine. I'm just testing future formats as a thing. Of what? Of boredom sometimes. Because if I were to go online, every time I have to authorize for whatever reason. If I were to play TCG, you know, I want to do one game in ladder. This hand's really good. Well, I do have the Barone here. This is a game we still definitely continue making the format. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Mm-hmm. Kurikara. Interesting. Activate Tenki. Do you have a second Kurikara? Well, I don't know what they're playing. Fenrir, Tenki. Well, yeah, not all formats are going to be like that. The fun fact is, Yu-Gi-Oh! And TCG is targeted to people who are a year of 6 and plus, while the OCG is targeted and marketed to teenagers and up. Hi, Zeus. That forces out the second Zeus, which I really do like. Now, how do I get back from here? Ah, perfect. Mm-hmm. TCG only has under, believe it or not, under 1,000 censored cards. Which is mind-boggling to me. Well, yeah, some formats will be good and bad. Do they have the Ash? That's the question. They do have the Ash. It's not really a lot of censorship when you look at it. Because, like, oh, not even, they're up almost to 900 cards total. So it's like, I guess. But there's over 12,000 cards in the game. So there's that to look at. Dark Ruler no more. One card right there. I could see them hitting this card maybe to 2. Uh-huh. Dark Ruler, that's exactly why. Oh no, I'm gonna make Borbo and make a format. Are they going to attack the Appaloosa? No. People play it. Like, if we look here, this is all from recent. And this is search with Dark Ruler no more. So it's like, people play it. I wish it showed how many results, though. The one card that I don't have a Kashtira card for. But so far, this format, on this platform, I've gone up against 12 different decks. Should I get the Ghost Ogre in here? You know, let's just go to next game. Where I can actually make them go first. That's what I'm gonna do. But like, yeah, Dark Ruler is another card I could see getting hit slightly. Oh, cool. New Lost Art. Zomber of the Dark. Only thing that changed is this on here being Zombire. Spatial Fenrir. We're gonna imperm the Fenrir. I wonder what they can do. Vespinato Pass. That's it? We go normal this first. Do they have a Solemn Judgment? They have a Solemn Strike. Yeah, I win. 3 attacks on a 4100 beat stick. Yeah, I really like what Thrust does because it's a very useful card in certain situations. This and Talents are good examples of what cards they should make. Things like this from 20 years ago definitely should not be a card. They need to kind of like errata this like Crush card instead. But yeah, I really love this deck. And I'm currently on a good percentage. %60 win rate with the deck, which is still pretty good. But I think I am done streaming for today. Did a bit of testing, got a lot of conversation out, and I had a lot of fun, honestly, showing exactly. I like cards that are you need to think more. Like this is how this whole deck is. You have to think on what you need to do. Sure, you have the Kashtira line, which is just one thing, but then you add the Scareclaw line to it. It's a whole entire different ball game. And plus, I have room for 9 hand traps, which is a lot. I have room for cross out, thrust, talents. I have room for everything in a 44 card deck. But I think that's where I'm going to end today. I was only planning on streaming for 3 hours for today because, yeah, it's a special 1,000 subscriber day. I have a lot of fun doing what I do, and I'm excited for the future. But thank you everyone for coming out today. I had a lot of fun chatting, and I'll definitely be back tomorrow streaming. So take care, everyone. Have fun. Thank you very much.